Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art, and today is day 108 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. Today I am going to show you a belly band idea, and weird enough, we're going to start out with making tags. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to make mine out of Tim Holtz cardstock. You don't have to have double-sided cardstock for this project. You don't have to use cardstock for this project. You could make it out of regular like text weight paper, whatever you have is fine. You could make this out of scraps. You could make it out of tags that you already have made. You could make this project out of tags that are like a digital printed tag. Sometimes kits come with like a million pre-printed tags or, digital tags, and you don't end up using them all. So go in your scraps, find something to play with, and let's get started. You want to make sure that whatever you make is going to fit on your journal page. I like to use 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper folded in half, and this is my journal page. So my height of my belly band, my finished belly band, needs to fit on my page. For me, it's 8.5 inches. So as long as I make sure everything fits, I'm good. Just size yours to fit whatever size journal page you have. So like I said, we're going to start out by making tags. So I have two 6 by 10 inch pieces of Tim Holtz cardstock. I'm going to pick two that coordinate together. You could make this out of all one pattern. It doesn't have to be two different ones. I just like the look of two. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this down with my little trimmer here. And I'm going to cut the first cut I'm doing is at 3.5 inches. I'm trying to keep them stacked together perfectly, but 3.5 inches, that's the first cut. And then from 3.5, I want to go 4 3/4. 4 3/4. Perfect. Okay, that's it. That's all we need to do. It was super hard, huh? Okay. And so then you have two 3.5 by 4 3/4 rectangle pieces of cardstock or paper. Next, you're going to put them both together and you're going to make them into a tag shape the same way you would make every other tag that you've made. And if you use a card to do it, if you get the corners and you put the corners back on, however you make tags, just make them like that. Okay, so we have that part. They're two stacked together just so they match and the corners are the same angles. Then you're going to take your hole punch and you're going to punch a tag hole the same, way that you normally make tags from scratch. So I'm just kind of evening it out, punching, there we go. Now we are going to put hole reinforcers on these the same way you make tags. I promise you we are making a belly band. So you're going to take your hole reinforcers. I'm going to put a little art glitter glue just quickly, just a little tiny bit here or there to hold that. Sometimes I get a lot of art glitter, sometimes I get a little art glitter. I never know what to expect when the camera's on. So I'm always afraid it's just going to go everywhere and I can't find the hole there. Okay, putting the hole reinforcers on just like that. And I just inked them with regular, vintage photo or whatever color you like. So just you can color up your hole reinforcers just like that. Okay, so from there, you've got, again, two tags. So how does this make a belly band? Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to stack them both together again. And you're going to face them face up. So whatever side, if you're using double-sided cardstock you like the best, stack them face up. Ooh, this would be a good combination too. Anyway, face up. Don't get distracted. Put them both together. You're going to flip them over. So now they're face down and you're going to fold up a little section down here. And I'm doing them both together so that this section is the same size. Then I'm going to separate them and I'm going to crease that little section that we folded up. For me, I folded up about 1/3 of an inch, 1/2 of an inch, somewhere in that range. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exact. Don't worry about it. So from there, you end up with two tags that you folded a little section over on the bottom. Okay, that's it. It's simple. Our belly band is basically done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to ink these. And you're like, I still don't see a belly band. Trust me, it is there. We just have to find it. Okay, so we're inking the fold line, inking all the way around. You guys get how to ink it. Let's do it. And we're good. Okay, now You do need to ink the backside, but I'm going to save that for just a second. I want to add some paper to the back sides of my tags. So here's my tags. I'm going to fold down the little flap part that we folded, and I'm going to add some journaling paper. Now, I don't need to add journaling paper to this one because you can write on it. This one, I think we should add a little bit of writing space paper there. So let me find some kind of a scrap or something that we can add back there. Copy dyed paper would be great if I had it. Maybe I have some kind of scrap over here. Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Maybe we're just going to go with no. I mean, that's just too small. Do I not have, seriously, like, how do I not have any copy dyed pieces of paper in this room? Okay, here is a blank piece of ledger. Let's use that. So I'm just going to size it to fit on my little back of my tag. And we're going to fold it, tear it, and I'm just adding writing space to the back side of that tag. And you don't want it to go down here in your fold. Your little writing space can only be in this area. It cannot be past this line right here. So we're just gonna do it like that. We're gonna fold it up, get it to where it's the right measurement roughly, and I'm just gonna rip that off, and we're gonna glue that on. And you're still like, I don't see a belly band. I mean, some of you probably do at this point, but we're gonna glue this in here. Just messily glue it in. It's just adding a little journal space back here to the back of this. And you know, you can make this more raggedy looking or less raggedy looking to your liking. But the whole point of that was that we add some writing space back there. Next, you're going to take a journal page, whatever you're using for a journal page. And again, let me see if I have another piece of copy dyed paper. Like, seriously, I don't know how I cannot. And of course I do. Now that I really, now that I really look for it, I have 10 of them, in fact. So anyway, at least I have one. So let's make this a journal page. Journal page, journal page. I'm going to make it like this. So I'm just folding an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in half. And there's my journal page. So I'm going to make this one for my idea book just on copy dyed paper. I'm going to take my two little tags. And now this guy wants to curl because he has glue stick underneath of him. But whatever, we're not going to stress about it. And then we have two tags. We're going to make sure our hinges are on the back side of our tags. These are the fronts of our tags. And you're going to position these tags on your page by adding glue. You want to glue, here's your little flip down piece. You want to add glue right here. However much glue you want to add, just add glue right there. And you're going to take this part that you just added glue and you're going to put it right on the face of your page. Do not hinge it over the edge. You're going to put it right on the face. And so I'm going to put my hand right here, and that's going to help me line this guy up, and I'm spacing him to where he has an even amount of coffee dyed paper, even amount here and here, and he's lined up right with the top of this page, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom one. I always like to put the darker paper at the bottom of my page. I do not know why. And so I'm going to do the same thing here, except for this time I want to make sure that they are both lined up together as well. Perfect. We're over just a little bit. Okay, good, good. All the way around, good. Perfect. Okay, so you notice that I have a gap here. You can have a big gap, you can have a little gap, you can have no gap. You can put them so that both holes line up together. That is completely up to you. I like a little bit of a gap because it kind of tells the person this opens, right? This flips up. So this is our belly band, and it flips open like this. So it's on a page, right? This is a journal page. It flips open like this, and it's just made from two tags. This is all journal space down here. It flips up like this. This is all journal space right here. And because of the way that we made this belly band where it opens, you still have your whole journal page here to journal on. So this is a great project to put on something like a coffee dyed page in a journal, because normally we don't add a bunch of pockets and stuff. Normally we don't decorate the coffee dyed pages because we want to leave them for writing space. So for this one, you have the whole page left. All we used up are these tiny little strips. The other thing that I like to do sometimes is sometimes I like to corner round these corners at the bottom of the tag, just because I think it makes it look a little cuter when you do have it open. That's completely up to you. I didn't have a corner rounder in here, so we didn't do it today. No big deal. Anyway, we're going to close these up and we're going to finish off our belly band. I have a little bit of seam binding. Yes, this is seam binding. Seam binding. And I'm going to take that seam binding and I'm going to poke it up from the back side through both of these holes. So I'm going to put it from this side, and then I'm going to go underneath over here, maybe underneath over here, and we're not done yet. I have a journal card over here too. So we're going to put it through from the back side. Then you're going to tie yourself a cute little bow, and don't pull on it. It has to stay flat. It has to stay flat, so you can't don't make it too tight. See, the more tight I make it, the more it's curling up my page. You can't pull on it. You have to tie your bow with it flat. So just make sure that it's flat when you're done with it. Tie your cute little bow, and then we're going to put a journal card in there. So it is a true belly band where you can put whatever you want. If I can tie this bow, maybe I can't. There we go. Cute little bow. Just imagine that's a cute little bow. Then for the journal card, I'm going to use one of those digitals, the watercolor floral digitals that I just did and put into Etsy. So this is the full size portion of them. However, you can print them out small like this for journal cards. I printed a lot of, small ones, and I also did even smaller ones. So we're going to use one of those for a journal card today. And I do have one that I cut out already just so this video wasn't long. I cut it out, I inked around the edge of it, and that is going to slide right in here for my belly band. So this is a completely decorated page that literally takes nothing away from the actual page. When you open it up and untie it, it just opens like this. The ribbon can stay in there. It can go out. It doesn't matter. You've got your journal card in there, but you have all your writing space, and all you lost was this, but you actually gained more in writing space on these two flaps. So I hope you guys like this idea. I hope that you sit down and make yourself some tags and then make yourself some belly bands out of your tags. Or if you don't, you can use pre-made tags. You could use like the luggage tags or the layaway tags or whatever it is that you want to make. So anyway, I hope you guys like the project and have a great day. I will see you guys back again tomorrow. Bye.